Today I wanted to talk about an economic way to mount your works of art, fabric-related art. So if you imagine, there are lots of places that you can buy fairly mundane canvases, sometimes framed, sometimes not. So here's an example of one that's kind of mundane. So it would be fine in someone's apartment, but not necessarily mine. However, if you can find these, even if they're damaged in the middle, it doesn't matter because you're covering over the canvas. What you care about is the frame. So the frame is what you care about. It's got to be soft wood, so that usually they're made out of pine, but you just will lay your work of fabric art, whatever it is, over top of that. So you need to find pictures like this in the right dimensions, and then you can use it as the basis for mounting. And the tools you will need to achieve this really are nothing more exciting than this. So I've got a screwdriver if you need to remove any of the old pins, but it's a bent one, you could use either a normal screwdriver. I just happen to have this one, which is good for pulling out small nails and stuff. Hammer helps sometimes. The needle nose pliers, so that you can actually pull out any of the staples if they don't go in right. And then a good staple gun. So this one does all sorts of nails and pins and fancy staples and stuff, but it's pretty heavy-duty stapler is what you want. And what you can do with that is mount your fabric on the frame. So I'm going to show you another one that I've done specifically to show you the end result. So here is the end result, which has been mounted. So this is a felted, mostly felted, it's fabric with felting techniques. The cherry blossoms are in felt. There's embroidery, which the geisha grows in embroidery. The land and the water, that's felted. The different things. But this is a cheap frame, which I found for $80 Canadian, and it had a fairly horrendous computer print in the middle of it. But the frame was exactly the same as the frame of the furniture, which is built into this bathroom. So that was just a nice fluke, but you keep your eye out for something like this, and all I had to do was separate. So this is a back-mounted frame, so the frame, the actual canvas sits in front, and I just separated it from the back and then repinned it back in and hung it. So for $80 I was able to mount that, whereas I was quoted $1,000 to create the whole frame and to mount it, and then the frame around it. So $80 is pretty good to get something that size. So how big is it? It's the size of a bath. So it's 38 inches tall by 48 inches wide. So frame size, the inner size is slightly smaller. I think it's 32 by 44 or something like that. So it's a big frame for $80 and fantastic results, easy to mount. And I just thought I would share that with you about how you can do that economically. So just keep your eye out for little prints anywhere and you can get the frames. Even if the canvas is damaged, like I say, take it, you want the frame. Unless you're really good and can build them yourself, but I can't. I live in an apartment, so it's difficult, but this worked out perfectly for me.